What do you get when you cross Pokemon trainers with Minecraft? Well, you get this video. Welcome to my first episode of 3 of my Pixelmon series here on the 511 Media YouTube channel. Today we start the first third of our journey and we do some pretty crazy stuff, like battling in raid battles, and of course we also find possibly some mythical or legendary Pokemon. Who knows? But if Pokemon in Minecraft interests you, hit the like button and subscribe notifications on. That way you get notified every time we upload here on the channel. And for further ado, let's get into the video. We start out by choosing our starter, and of course, we decide to go with the only Mudkip. And we spawn just outside of a village on the mountain side. And it looks horrendous. There's pumpkins everywhere. We open up this chest and we find some pretty epic items to start us off on our journey. And of course, we make our way through the town. We start by raiding this daycare center for almost everything it has in this moment. We kind of move around, check everything out, and we take what we want, essentially, from it, and we move on from there to the rest of the village. We start battling the Starly, and Mudkip really is holding his own. Of course, we want the Starly on our team, so we attempt to catch it. And we now add Starly to our wonderful team of Pokemon. We get attacked by this wild Mudbray who decides we're going to absolutely bung rush you. So we send out Starly, and we use Quick Attack, and we decide to add this Mudbray to our team as well. So we throw the Ultra Ball at it, and of course, we catch it with ease, baby. And Mudbray is now added onto the team. We rode on the back of our Mudbray across the land, through the pumpkins, up the mountains, and not gonna lie to you all, we got stuck pretty hard on this tree coming up, and we just could not move. So I put Mudbray away eventually, because I didn't want to get stuck on any more trees yet again. But, you know, I don't like to learn my lesson all that much. So you get to watch me struggle just a little bit. But yeah. Then we found this pretty creepy old place, but nothing really useful in it. We found this creepy Audino, this really massive Audino, so I said, fuck that. And made my way through the forest to get away from it, and I spotted a Master Ball loot, so I just had to make my way to it. And not gonna lie to you, I'm bad at parkour, so I just dug my way up to it. Because fuck parkour, I'm a real gamer. Nah, but for real, I really wanted the Master Ball loot, because who knows what it could have been. It could have been anything at all. But in this case, it was, unfortunately, choice specs, which in Pixelmon, that's not really useful unless you're going to be doing competitive battling. So single player is pretty dog water. And so after that, I wanted to find a good place to set up shop. And I found this beautiful place up in the mountains. I just really had to set up shop there. So naturally, I selected the location and I began to lay plans for where I wanted to live. So I set down my crafting table and I started excavating around the land. So I also decided to get some trees as well, because, you know, you need wood to build a house. And this tree was very pesky, but it came in handy. And yes, I just used an axe on dirt. Sue me. I'm kidding. But yeah, so we started prepping for the framework for this amazing house. And we worked quite tirelessly through the forest. I came across a level 20 Magikarp under the water, so I threw a Pokeball at it first. And when that failed, I tried again. I should probably learn from my lessons from now on to not do things twice, because if it didn't work the first time, chances are it's not going to work the second time. So I threw Mudbray at it, and I just started attacking the absolute shit out of it. And eventually I got to a point where I wanted to throw the Pokeball at it, because I really wanted a Gyarados on the team, because Gyarados would balance us out quite nicely with the water and flying type. So we captured the Magikarp, and I began the process of grinding to get Magikarp up to level 21 using the experience share and Mudbray. And I battled a lot of Pokemon. While my mob grinding through Pixelmon, I found a level 28 Machop. And I thought to myself, Machop could be pretty dope to add to the team. So I begun battling. This Machop absolutely, completely fucked up my team using revenge. So, with a last-ditch effort, I sent out Magikarp, and I just threw a Holy Mary Pokeball. A Hail Mary Pokeball. And I captured the Machop. So, then I started building the framework of the house. It was something that I wanted to add to the area, because the framework makes the best house. I don't know where I'm going with that. That's kind of something stupid that my brain cooked up. So I began working on the flooring, and I just continued working on this house that we would call home here in Pixelmon. As I was digging, this asshole cast form just started following me around everywhere. Wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. I tried capturing it, but it wouldn't go away. So I slept in my bed, and the fucking thing was climbing all over me. Just wanted to battle me and be an asshole. So I used revenge with Machop and took the fucking thing out. And Magikarp was finally evolving into a Gyarados. What a beautiful specimen this Gyarados is. Would you believe it's a pygmy Gyarados? That's absolutely nuts. If that's a pygmy, I hate to see what a giant one is. And so I started sorting through chests, making sure I had all the building materials ready and all the tools I needed when an Entei spawned. Holy shit. But I didn't have any Pokeballs like a fucking noob, so I just had to admire it from afar. How unfortunate. But I started digging up some clay and getting things I needed to make the brickwork for the house. And with a little bit of grinding, I continued throughout my day. I found this pretty busted movie learner, which taught Gyarados Ice Fang. So I got rid of Splash for that. But it also taught like a bunch of pretty kick-ass moves to these Pokemon. Like moves that I probably wouldn't have learned otherwise. And Marshtomp got to learn Earthquake. Like that was absolutely fucking nuts. And I love the fact that he was just out in the wild, didn't cost anything. And I was able to teach them some pretty strong moves to be able to carry out throughout the rest of my journey. I then stumbled upon a Dynamax den with a Cricketune, so I selected my Staravia and made my way through this battle. And it was absolutely brutal. This fucking Cricketune decided to just absolutely wreck house. But I knew that we could win this with enough persuasion, of course. So Staravia came back from the dead, and we started wrecking house using Wing Attack. Snorlax was already Dynamaxed, and we had 2 useless Wobbuffet on our team. When I say useless, all they used was fucking counter. The most useless move whenever you're not being attacked by anything. See why I call these Wobbuffet useless. But we continued battling Cricketune. And of course, we eventually defeated it. After building more of the house and finally constructing the second floor on the building, because naturally you need 2 floors. If you're gonna build a little house in Pixelmon, you gotta have 2 floors and make sure you can walk up and down the stairs, because it's very, very crucial that you do that. Otherwise, you're gonna whack your head off the fucking staircase every time. I went adventuring, and I stumbled upon the mythical Pokemon, Shaman. And oh my god, I knew I couldn't battle this thing. This thing was going to be horrendous. It's level 70. None of my Pokemon are good enough for it, so I threw some Quick Balls. I threw 1 Quick Ball, threw an Ultra Ball, and for a last-ditch effort, I threw some more Quick Balls. And it just wasn't going my way right away. But I knew Quick Balls were probably one of the quickest ways to do it. So for Hail Mary, I threw an Ultra Ball. And I prayed to Arceus, give me this Pokemon. And I caught it. When I heard that ding, I was absolutely mind blown.